Hello everyone, Marie from Crafty Landing here with you today. I'm a little bit late in posting this video. I'm really sorry. I've been so busy since returning from Rach and Bella's retreat, which was fantastic. Rachel and Bella had laid on another summer retreat called Summer Blooms in this beautiful barn in Wales. We went last year and it is so picturesque, just beautiful. The whole venue is just perfect for a retreat. And we returned there this year and it was equally as exciting and fun as last year. And I know that Rachel has just released some information about the autumn retreat, which is happening in September in a different venue, this time up in the Malvern Hills. And that is just as beautiful and a nice place to relax and have a retreat. So if you've never done a retreat and you're thinking about it, jump and do it. Honestly, it is fantastic. So back to why I'm doing the video. At the retreat, Rachel asked me if I would like to do a workshop this time, which is exciting. So I said, yes, I would please. And when I had a think about what to do, I decided on paper bags, using paper bags. We all have paper bags somewhere in our stash. Easy to get hold of. They're frequently given to us with gifts in, or from a shop we might purchase a greetings card and they pop them in a bag to give to us after we've paid for it. You know, we've got paper bags everywhere. So I went away and thought about how to use a paper bag in our journals. Also did have a little peruse on YouTube, lots of YouTube videos out there, and I decided on some pockets. They're not new pockets. Well, one of them might be new, the other one isn't. There are some other YouTube videos on how to compile pockets, and I shall show you. This is the journal that I took with me to do on the retreat. It's not sewn in or anything. It literally is just a signature at the moment and the cover. And I've got it out here because I wanted to show you the cover, because that is using a paper bag. This cover I've made out of a white paper bag, like this one. Just let it focus. There we go. This paper bag is quite large. It's 30 centimetres by 30 centimetres. And it is the paper bag that I used to make the cover. I tea stained it, I inked it, glued it onto some card, scrunched it up a little bit. It actually works really well, and held up. They're so thin. Here in the UK, our paper bags are really thin. If you're in the US, I think your grocery bags, lunch bags, things that you might call a paper bag, are quite thick, whereas here in the UK ours are really thin. But this one held up really well. I painted my tea stain onto it using a paintbrush, and then glued it onto some card, inked it up, stenciled, and it has come up really well. I then clustered up my topper here for the front, and then use some scrapbooking card on the inside. It is quite thick, as you can see, quite sturdy. Then I made some holes with my awl and I hand stitched around the edge. So yeah, it's absolutely been made with a paper bag. How cool is that? So that is my journal cover, and this is my signature that I was working on at the retreat. I didn't get very far, but it is coming along. It is coming along. Different papers and things in there. Now, there is one of the pockets that we made at the retreat, and I will show you how to do that one. And the other pockets we made at the retreat are also in here. Here is a brown paper bag pocket, and I will show you how we did that one at the retreat. That is a floral one using Rach and Bella's kits there. And here is the other. I love this spread. This spread just came together. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. I made a tag, and then the other pocket that I made for the workshop is a vintage vibe one. Those of you that know me know I like the vintage vibe. and the pocket this time opens on the right hand side and has the vintage vibe, whereas the other pocket that we did opens on the left hand side and is more floral for those that, you know, don't necessarily like the vintage style. So I will show you how to do these pockets, and they are made with a brown paper bag, just like these. Okay, it keeps going out of focus. There we go. I'll give you the measurements of these. So these ones are about 22 centimeters long, tall, which is about just short of 9 inches by, along the bottom, I think they're just short of 7 inches. Yeah, about 7 inches, which is short of, it's about 17.5 centimeters. So just a small brown paper bag. They have the serrated edge here, don't they? That's the opening of the paper bag. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut off the bottom, and then we're going to fold it in half and make a new serrated opening so that we've got multiple openings for a pocket here. Okay, so now on the bottom of the paper bag you can see that is where the closure is. I'm sorry it keeps going out of focus. That is where the closure is and where it's glued down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel back that bit there to find out where the glue is, and we're going to cut that bottom part off. Okay, so there's the bottom of the paper bag. So I'll get my cutting mat and we're going to cut that bottom bit off because we want an opening, and I don't want to have any sort of like overlayers of the brown paper, and I don't want any like little bits. So I'm going to straighten my bag up with the lines on my cutting mat, and I think I'm going to cut about there. So I'm going to get my craft knife and I'm going to slice it off here. So that's the bottom of the bag gone, and we now have a nice straight opening where I've sliced it. Okay, the opening here is quite sort of like, it's quite a large opening here, so I'm going to get some scissors and I'm going to cut that opening off a little bit. Now, to get a serrated edge, I'm going to use some pinking shears. Can you see that there? So scissors like these, or some of those scissors like children would use with a stamp sort of edge there to cut, so that it looks like a stamp when you've cut it. But I've got pinking shears, so I'm just going to cut some of that original opening off because I don't want it so wide. There we go. Okay, so I've just cut this little bit off. Okay, so I have a smaller opening there. Now I'm going to fold my bag over, and I want a similar size opening to here, so I'm going to fold it to about there to give me a similar size opening. So I'm just going to fold that down there, and now for my pocket I would have 2 pockets, but I'm actually wanting to create 3 pockets, and how we're going to do that is I'm going to snip a tiny bit off the corner here, tiny snip off the corner, and again on this side. So I'm going to snip a tiny bit off the corner, so just like a little sort of as if I was mitering the corner, and you can see that it sort of looks like an envelope opening, just a tiny bit off each corner, and then fold it back up, and I'm going to fold the very first layer back, and I'm going to just fold it back to where we snipped it. So I'm just going to very carefully and gently, because the paper bags are very fragile and thin, so I can, there. So I've just folded it back a little bit. And now I want to create the serrated edge like we've got here at the original opening. So with my pinking shears, I'm going to cut along that edge there to make it serrated. So I'm just going to go close to the edge as I can, and I'm just with my pinking shears. Oop, let me just move that back a bit. See, there we go. I'm going to just get it in there, cut close to the edge as I can. There we are, and all the way along. There we go. Okay, so now you can see we've got 1, 2, but I want this third one here. So I'm going to now cut along this fold line that I've made here. So I'm going to cut with my pinking shears along this fold line to give another serrated edge. This is the fiddliest part, I find, because you've got to very carefully get your scissors in there to that fold and then snip. Once you've done the first one, it's not so bad. And then as close to that fold line, making sure I don't snip the back of the bag. Okay. And then this last bit here, open the bag up. There we go. There. Get rid of those bits. So now, hooray! We have 1, 2, 3 openings to my pocket. Now, it's not completely straight. I don't mind that. I'm not one for things being perfect, or I'm not precious about these things. If you are, you might need to just fiddle a little bit more to get it how you want it to be. Okay, now, the paper bags, as I keep stressing, are very fragile. So because this is a pocket and things are going to be put inside, put in and taken out quite a lot, we want these pockets to be stable. We don't want them to tear at the openings. So I'm going to use washi tape or masking tape to help stabilize the edges of the pocket. Now, this pocket, I might want it to be floral. I'm going to do the floral one this way round. So I'm going to be using Rachel and Bella's papers, and this one's from the Valentine's kit. So because it's going to be this paper, I think I might want some washi tape to help stabilize my edges. And you might not see it all, the washi tape, but you will see some of it peering through. So I'm just got some of my favourite washies here, and I'm just looking at which ones I might like to use. And I think I'm going to go with that one. That matches that paper very well. So I'm just going to show you where we need to put the masking tape. So my pocket is going to be stuck down on my page. If you don't want your pocket stuck down, if you want it to be a floating pocket so that you can put it in different places in your journal, then you will need to put some washi tape down the back here. I'm going to stick my pocket inside my journal, so I don't need to do that on the back, but I will need some washi tape here to help stabilize my opening here. I'm going to need some washi tape here to help stabilize this part, and I'm going to need some washi tape along here to help stabilize the very front. It's up to you whether you do put washi tape on this front one, because we are going to be decorating it, so it will be quite stable anyway with the papers that you use to decorate. But I am going to put my washi tape. I'm just going to make it a bit uniform, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, washi tape is meant to be repositionable, so I want it to permanently stick, so I'm just going to run a little bit of glue up and down my opening there, and I'm just going to put my washi tape as close to that edge as I can, so that bit's there. I want some on this side, so again a bead of glue along that edge there. I'm just going to put a little, there we go, and my washi tape and along the edge there. Like that. Okay, so that's that one, that's that one. But I also need it, there you are, you can see it just there, look. I also need some washi tape along there. So I'm just going to, there we go, want some along there. Oh, it's tearing now, my washi tape. Just hang on a minute. Where's the end? It's left some of it behind. Let me just, there we go. Let me just find it all. Just tear that bit off a minute. Right. Can you see it left some behind? Don't want that. And I'm going to stick a bit more of my washi tape close to that edge. And just there. Lovely. Don't forget we are decorating the front, so you don't have to use washi tape there if you don't want to. I'm now just going to cut those bits off, the extra bits, so making sure I don't cut my paper bag. So there, I'm just going to follow that line there around. There we go. And follow that line there, and then down there, we go, and then this one, so there, and there. Make sure I don't cut the brown bag. Okay, let me just get rid of my rubbish. Okay. Are you like that? Are you ones that have to get rid of your rubbish as you go, or do you leave it right to the very end? I kind of have to sort of keep myself a bit tidy as I'm going. Right, so if I fold this back up, you can now clearly see that you've got a pocket there, pocket there, pocket there, and nice washi tape to help stabilise it. So now I need a bead of glue along here, top and bottom, so that when I close it, it will make that pocket up. So let's do that now. So I need a bead of glue. I'm just going to run a bead of glue from my fine precision tip, which is broken. I'm going to be losing the top of it. I know I am, because look, that bit has come off. That bit's come off there. So I have to keep putting it on separately, and I know I'm going to lose it. I might have to buy some more of these. I like my precision tops for doing fine lines like this. See, I went to get it then and it's not there. I have to put it on separately. Let me just do that a minute. There we go. What have I got there? Washi tape. So now I'm going to close this bit here. There we are. There. Okay. Just make sure, fold that down nicely, burnish it down, across there, okay, and there we have our initial pockets. And what's left to do now is the decorating part, which we will do together in a minute, but I'm just going to make one more of those so that you can watch again, and then you might want to turn me off. You might have had enough of me, you might want to turn me off and go and decorate it yourself. Without watching what I do. That's totally fine, and that's totally up to you. So remember, depending on your journal page, whether you want your, let me just find that. Oh, where's it gone? Here we go. So this one opens this way, so the right, okay, but you might want your pocket to be on this side, in which case it's got to open on the left. So when you're decorating it, don't decorate it that way if you want the pocket to be on this side, because it will be upside down. So think about which way round you want your pockets. Okay, so I've made one this way, so I'm going to do another one, but I'm going to be thinking about having it on this side, so the opening needs to be on the left. So that's what I'll be thinking about, but it's going to be made in exactly the same way. Okay, that's quite wide, so I'm going to first snip with my pinking shears along there to cut that opening off a bit so that it's not so wide. Okay, so I've done that. Now I want to cut off the bottom, so I need to turn it over and I need to find where it's glued. So this is the bottom bit, so I want to peel that bit back to find out where the glue finishes, and there you are, look. Okay, so I've folded that bit back, so I know where it's glued now. So I'm going to put my bag on my mat so that I know it's straight as can be, following the lines. Get my metal edged ruler and I'm going to snip off. So I'm going to, I think I might do it about there. So I'm going to snip off with my craft knife that bit there. Bye bye. Let me find my lid. I don't need my craft knife anymore. Put the lid on. Okay. So there is our nice straight edge. Find our opening. Okay. Fold it so that I have roughly the same gap. So about there, I think will do. Fold it in half. There we go. Okay. So yes, I've got roughly the same gap there. Now I need to snip a tiny bit off my corners. Okay, snipping a tiny bit off my corners. Fold that front part of the bag so that, oh, open it up. Oh, come on. Oh, sorry everybody, there we go. Open it up and then you fold it back to where we snipped. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it back. This is where you can see if it's going to be nice and straight and not wonky. There we go. So I folded that bit back. Okay, so remember I need to get my scissors to make that serrated edge there. Okay, so I need my serrated edge there. My scissors, sorry, my scissors are my nana's. These scissors belong to my nana. She's passed away now, but they're quite heavy. They belong to my nana, and now then my mum, and then my mum is now giving them to me. So I don't know if pinking shears today are as heavy as these. I must find out, but these are really substantial, but they are heavy. Okay, so there we go. All right, so there and there. And now I need to make my serrated edge slightly further in, don't I, for this pocket here. So we need to cut along that folded line, remember. So I'm going to open the bag up a little bit to help me get my scissors in there. Okay, to cut along that folded line. Right there. So I need to, made a bit of a mess of that. I'll sort that out in a minute. Right, we need to cut. It is a bit fiddly, so be patient. And then in there. Oh, this one's really a bit. Right, come on Marie, sort yourself out, girl. No, that's going wonky. See, even I can tell that is too wonky, even for me. Let's sort that out. And then along here. Okay, following that fold line. Am I happy with that? I think so. It will be fine. And I'll make this one the vintage one. So the fact that it's a bit cut in places where it shouldn't be, or that it's not cut enough, will be fine, because it'll add to that vintage vibe. Okay, so there, if I fold that back up, might fold it a bit closer actually. There we go, might fold it to there, a bit closer. There we go. Okay, so now it's going to be opening on this side, this one. So, yep, okay. I'm going to have that one opening on that side, I think, and keep this one to this side. Right, so the next thing is now stabilising the openings, okay, helping them to not tear when we put things in and out. Because this one's the vintage one, I'm going to use some masking tape for this one that I'm going to ink up and then tear. So I've already got a bit of masking tape here stuck down that I've inked. It might be too stuck actually. There it is. Okay, this is just a laminated piece of white paper, and I use it to do all sorts of things like this on. So that's a piece of masking tape. I'm sorry if you can hear somebody in their garden with a lawnmower or a drill or something. I'm really sorry about that. So there's my masking tape. It's too cream for me, too modern, so I'm going to ink it up a bit. This one is walnut stain. So I'm just going to ink that up a little bit. There we go. Why is this going out of focus all the time? There we are. Okay, that should be enough because I've already got one there. Okay. Again, the masking tape, I think my masking tape's quite old, so it's not going to glue very well. So I am going to glue. So I need some there. I need some there. And I'm going to need some there. Okay. Now for this bit, I am going to tear my masking tape. So here's the masking tape, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear down the middle of it. Okay. So that I get, I just don't want a neat edge because this is vintage. I don't want a neat edge. I want it torn, rough looking. So I'm just going to tear my masking tape down. Right, there we are, 2 pieces now. So I'll be able to use them both. So remember, I need a bead of glue. Okay, down the edge here. One of the pieces of masking tape, I might want to just ink up the rough edge that I've torn. Okay, just ink that rough edge up a bit there. And I'm going to run that down as close to the edge as I can. There we go. You might see the glue. You might not. I don't think you see the glue. I don't recall seeing the glue once it's dried in my journal here. No, maybe a slight little bit, but I think that's where I've inked. So no, I wouldn't say you can see the glue. That's good. Once that's dried. Sometimes, I don't know if you do this, but sometimes I will rub the glue with my finger, sort of so that you don't get a clear line. I sort of will rub. I'll show you. I'll do it on this side. So that's that one. My bead of glue needs to come down here, like that. A little bit more here. Okay, let me... Oh, I don't need to ink this one because it's going to be on the underneath. So I'm just going to get my finger and sort of not wipe it away, but sort of flatten it out a little bit. And then put my masking tape over that there. There we go. That one's not going to be seen much, so it needn't have been the rough side, but that's okay. I've done that one. And then this one here. Oh, look, lovely. Look at that. You can just see it come. Oh, I love that. Right, so, I need my other bit of masking tape, don't I? So let's get this one off. Tear. Remember, the one on the front you don't necessarily need if you don't want it, because you are going to be decorating that front part, aren't you? So it's up to you whether you use the washi tape or the masking tape, but I'm going to do it just because it's, well, in my mind, uniform. I've done it the other two, so I'm going to do it on this one. I'm a bit like, yeah, let's have that piece there. So I'll put this piece back on my laminated sheet to use again sometime. Put that away. Ink the edge of this one. Okay. Ink the edge. And I want the rough edge near the serrated opening of the pocket. Right, so a bead of glue down the front here. There we go, like that. And I'm going to, ow, there we go. The masking tape down there, like so. Oh, I didn't use my finger to flatten the glue out. Let's do that now. Let's just do that like that. There we go. And we're going to, there we are. Okay, so that's that one there. Make sure that is stuck down there. Okay, so I need to cut all these bits off now, the excess bits. So being very careful not to cut the bag itself. So down there and down there, that bit. And then down there, follow the edge of the bag. There we go. Okay, let me get rid of those bits in the bin. And now to make my pocket, let's put, okay, get my precision tip out, and I need to go, I need to open it up, I open it up and do the back of this bit, rather than, if I do a bead of glue along there, I probably go all the way to the edge, and then I don't need that bit there. So I always open it up and do my bead of glue on this side, which is the side that I need stuck down. So I know that the amount of glue is going to be the amount I need. Otherwise I'd be doing too much. Now I've got to find this. There we go, lovely. And match the edge up so that we know it's going to be straight. There we are. And there are your pockets. Okay, so this one has masking tape because it's going to be the vintage vibe one, and this one has washi tape because it's going to be more modernly looking and floral, and the washi tape will go with the paper. Lovely. So that is the construction of the brown paper bag pockets, and then all you need to do is decorate the front part here. And I am going to do that, but if you would rather not see me do that, then you can turn off now if you wish and go and have a try of these. I am going to do the white pocket as well today, I think. No, I'm going to leave the white pocket for another video, which I'll do another time. So today we'll just do the brown paper bag ones, and then I'll do the white one and release that on a different day, so that you aren't seeing a long video. Right, let's do the floral one first. Give the masking tape chance to dry. It is showing a little bit there, the glue, but we'll cover that, and it's all inked up. Right, so that's my vintage one, so I'm going to put that to one side a minute. And this is my floral one, and I want it to open that side, so the left, Okay, I think I'm just going to trim this one a little bit more. I'm just looking at it and it's bugging me. I think it needs trimming just a little bit more. Okay, right, let me just get rid of these bits. In the bin they go. Well, half of them might have gone all over the floor. Don't tell my husband. Shh. Right. Okay, so this lovely, lovely paper here. I'm just going to... This is now... You might want to get your ruler and you might want to measure, mark, get your trimmer, cut, things like that. I will do some of that, but I usually just go by eyeball. Now, if you want some of that masking tape to show, you might want your paper to come down a bit, but I'm not worried about that one there. So I'm going to come up to the edge of my first serrated opening and I'm going to mark where I want my paper trimmed. I'm going to leave a tiny, tiny brown border there of the paper bag and at the bottom edge. So I'm going to mark there and just there. And that's where I'll get my trimmer and trim. Sorry for the noise of the trimmer if you don't like it, but I'm just going to slice down there like so, and I'm going to then slice. I've lost my mark. Do you ever do that? Mark it and then think, well, where's my mark? There it is. I've got it. There we are. It's along there. Oh, that doesn't look straight. Let me just do that again. I wondered if that was going to happen. I was looking at it, putting my paper up to the edge here. There we go. That will be fine. Let's put that back. So here's our original piece. Let's move those out of the way. Okay, and that will go on the front piece like so. So I'm going to, I was going to ink it. I think I might, just to give it a little bit of a softer look. Not to make it vintage, but just to give it a softer look. Okay. Of course, you don't have to use the tea stain or walnut stain colours for these. You could even pick out a pink or a peach if you've got an ink that you want to bring out the colour of the paper. And I'm going to glue that on there, okay, like that. Is that the right way? Shall I do it that way? I'm going to do it that way. Right, and this is also how I glue. Everyone has their own way of gluing, but I use a glue stick for the middle of the part that I want glued on, and I use wet glue around the edge. And that's just how I've always done it. I don't know if I learned it from somewhere or if I saw someone do it once. I don't know, but that is how I do my gluing. So, and then I'll just pop that on there like that. Make sure it's where I want it to be. There we go. Get my burnisher and there we go. So that is that one. Lovely. Get my cloth for any excess glue. There. Right. So that's that one stuck on. Now we need a flower, sorry. So these are from Rachel's spring kit. I think that was the one I used on my original one, which would go very well. But I do think that one would also go just as nicely. So I think I'm going to go with that one. Okay, and what I'm going to do I'm going to cut, oh, can you see all right? Oh, the light. I'm going to cut as close around the edge of the flower as I can. I might not use this bit here because it may not fit and I may not like it. I might just use that part of the flower. So I'm just going to pause and I'm just going to cut it out and I'll come back to you in a moment. Right, I'm back. I've cut it out and as you can see it is too big, so I'm going to cut that leaf off there. And I'm just going to, I think, follow the line of the original one that is around there like that. Yep, so I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to ink that one up. I'm sorry the light is not brilliant. I've had to close the blind because of the sun. I craft right in front of a large window on the landing between two bedrooms. I'm in a dormer bungalow, which is why I'm called Crafty Landing. So in the summer I have to close the blind because the sun really beats through the window, and it is a shame, such a shame that I have to do that, but when you're recording it's needed really. So I'm sorry that you might be having a bit of shine from the lamp that I'm now using instead of having the blind open. Right, so that is the flower and I have inked it up a little bit. Okay, and if we have a look at the original one, we can see that, here it is, we can see that the flower is there. There's a bit of book page underneath here or something, so I could get music paper or a bit more book page from my scraps. And we've got some sort of label here which has been put on, layered on something that's been cut using the pinking shears again to help blend in with the serrated edge here. And there's like a ticket or something there. So let's have a look at what we've got. So I'm going into my scrap tub here, okay, and let's have a look at what we've got. I'm just going to bring a few things out. So underneath that flower we've got a little bit of something here. No, too white, don't like that one. Oh, I do have some, what's this, dictionary paper or some old, oh yes, I'm going to use that. Right, that's good. So that's for that bit. And I needed a ticket, a label, something like that. So I've got my ticket and stamp box here. And oh, that's pink. Let me just have a look at that. Oh yes, I want to use that one. Oh yes, lovely. What have I got here that I can mount it on? Oh, what's this one? Oh yes, I'm liking the look of that, but I just want a bit of fabric or something to soften it up. And I did have a piece of fabric here ready, just some old curtain. And I'm just thinking that I might put the stamp on a bit of fabric here. And just, yes, let me just, that way, no, that way. Yes, I might do two parts actually. So that one, okay, let me get my pinking shears because I want it to have a serrated edge there, and then I'm going to go around the edges with it as well, like that and like that. Oh, lovely, lovely. And then the ticket, and that will go like that with the flower and the, right, I don't know whether to tear, I'm going to tear the book page, I think. I'm going to tear it along there like that. Like that. And I'm just going to see if it's too wide. Yes, I am thinking that it might be too... I want to still see some of that paper on this side, so I still want there to be some of the paper showing. So I'm thinking I might, yeah, I'm going to cut some more off, tear some more off. So I'm going to tear a little bit more off that way. Oh, come on. And I'm tearing, not cutting. And I might tear this in half so that I can position it in 2 different places. Yeah, I'm just going to roughly tear it there so that I can put one part sort of there and the other part, I might tear this white bit off at the top here and this other part sort of there. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to ink and I'm going to stick, and then I'll come back and show you what the final piece looks like. Okay, so I finished the cover of this one. So I'm conscious of the light, the lamp showing, so if I tilt it a bit, hopefully you can see the flower stuck on there. So we've got the book page, we've got the flower, and we've laid it up with a stamp, some fabric which I cut with my pinking shears, and a little ticket there. And I finished it off by framing the whole thing with some faux stitching. So I did some black dots, fairly evenly spaced all the way along, and then I got the same pen and just sort of did quick lines between the dots to look like faux stitching, like that. You could also pierce the dots before you join them up, which also gives the impression of faux stitching as well. But that is the floral pocket. So I'm going to get the items now for the vintage pocket and show you how I put that together. Right, I'm back to share with you the finishing of the vintage one. So I've decided to use this script part of the paper that we were using before from Rachel and Bella's Valentine kit. So the script part here. So I've taken a piece of that and I've inked it, and that will go there. Then I've selected my image that I want to use, again from Rachel and Bella's Valentine's collection, and a piece of the background paper that we were using, and I thought that I would put that down there for a little pop of colour. And then I just raided a label. Last time we used a stamp, didn't we, for the flower one? This time I've decided to use a label. So that's from my stash. That's come from Christia Everlasting Journals. That one there, and that's from my stash. And then just these bit of music paper and scraps from my scrap bin. And I thought I'd put that there with some vintage music paper like that. So I thought that would be okay there. And then to balance it out down this end, I think that's the, I was going to use that bit there, and then the other bit of the music paper underneath there, that to balance it. And then I die cut a flower from my punched a flower from my little flower punch that I have, and we'll put a tiny flower that I have from my stash, and that will go there to finish it off. And that is how I'm going to put that one together. So I found all my bits, I've inked them, I'll glue it down and come show you the finished product. Be back in a minute. And here is the final vintage pocket. So I've layered everything up, glued it down, and I'm really pleased. So vintage pocket made out of brown paper bag, and you could even put a little bit of something in there if you don't like seeing all the brown, even more washi tape or something in there. But these are the pockets made from a paper bag. So that is our vintage one, and I'll bring back our floral one again. So there are the pockets with our serrated edges, and that's the floral one with the stamp and the ticket and Rachel's spring flower and the faux stitching. This one I might also do some faux stitching, I'm not sure, I think it might finish it off. But here we have that lovely image from her Valentine's kit, bit of paper from my stash, and that's from the Valentine's kit as well. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how they've turned out. So I hope you've liked this tutorial, and I will do another one on the white paper bag pocket. I'll try and get that done this week. This one here, that will be the next one. And yeah, any questions on how I did the cover, or any questions on the 2 pockets that we've made today, please ask below in the comments box. Please leave me a like, that would really be helpful on the YouTube analytic thing. I don't understand it, but if you've liked this video, please just press like. And if you would like to know when I have more videos coming up, like the white paper bag pocket, click the notification button, and I think you'll be notified of every time a video of mine goes live. So yeah, it'd be lovely to hear from you. Have a go. You'll find me on Facebook, Crafty Landing, under Rachel and Bella, and you can leave me a picture there. I'd love to see them. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.